Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, April 17th, 2020. It's our 5th Corona lockdown Friday, but things are feeling pretty good over in the Hard Factor studios, our quarantine studios. Good vibes. That's what I'm getting. You guys feeling good?
Feeling good.
Feeling real good.
Good to see you guys.
Great to see you guys. I'm loving, Will, that you're keeping us up to date on which show this is during quarantine. It really seriously does give me some perspective.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fifth Friday.
Yeah, fifth one. Yeah.
Will's like a prisoner in like a 15th century French prison. He's like scribing like every
I'm marking
day,
them down.
every single day.
I have them marked on my laptop here.
It's the 30th moon.
I've been etching in our episode numbers. I don't know how many total episodes this is, though, but Pat, I'll find out. I'll find that out for Monday. Anyways, of course, we've got wild stories from all over the Sunshine State and beyond, maybe today. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Pat, get us going.
All right, guys, if there's one thing that pisses me off, it's people that don't practice proper social distancing.
No, I don't believe that. We haven't heard that.
No, it's true.
You.
That pisses you off.
It's true.
Huh?
Yep.
Get your goat, huh?
News to us.
What if you're in Michigan? Does that piss you off?
Oh, not a fan. Not a fan.
Pat better not ever show a face in Michigan.
No.
Oh, I fucking love Michigan, bro. We did the High Times Cannabis Cup. I got DM'd by a couple of Michiganders today of people saying my state's fucking idiots. But then there was probably also a bunch of Michiganders that have mailed some packages to my house.
Right, but will they protect you when the Jeeps show up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great state, though. Anyway, whether it's like Brady Slutter, the If I Get Corona kid, or the shitheads in Michigan, or the shitheads in our own state of Texas yesterday who rallied at the state capitol, most of whom not wearing fucking masks, whatever. Anyway, guys, I'm pretty serious about it, but the extent of my actions to change things are pretty much limited to poorly ranting on this podcast. Not the case, however, for Florida man Robert Kovner, who really popped the clutch on COVIDiots when he threatened to shoot up a Publix grocery store because he was angry about shoppers not wearing masks.
Wow, a man after Pat's heart.
Just a slight overreaction there. Yeah. You know?
Look, there's no disagreement that the most effective way to punish groups of people for having no concern for their own health is to kill them.
Right.
In my personal opinion, Robert's.
That's like, watching somebody take pennies out of like the wishing well and then being like, I'm going to kill you for that. That's, not wearing a mask, it's bad, but it's not like it's a lot of people are going to break this rule.
You're saying it's an overreaction, like cutting a hand off if you steal an apple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not a perfect analogy unless taking pennies out of the well puts you in danger.
It just makes you a dick. Mm-hmm. Just like not wearing a mask makes you a dick when we all go back and you're in phase 1 and you're supposed to be wearing a mask.
Yeah, now we're in the world of phases. We'll talk about it later on the show. Anyway, the 62-year-old Sebring, Florida resident took to Facebook. What else? Wasn't Twitter to express, because he's 62, he's a fucking boomer, to express his frustration about the lack of masks at his Publix, in his opinion, before putting forward his solution to fix the problem: shooting up the place. According to the Highlands County Sheriff Department, Cover was arrested for making a written threat of mass shooting, which is second-degree felony. I couldn't find the original Facebook post, and the articles I read didn't say what kind of gun Kovner intended to use, but I'm willing to bet it was one that at least has a 6-foot range.
So he threatened this online or just kind of said it? Okay. Gotcha.
No, he posted it online.
Okay.
Well, that's the worst way to do it because A, probably the least scary to everybody, and B, the easiest to get caught because the cops are just going to see who posted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had shouted, "I'm gonna shoot everyone up at the store," and live, I'm gonna probably leave the store, put on a mask next time. I'm gonna be more affected if I can hear it while I can see the guy live. Mm-hmm. I don't think the internet thing is that good.
Not that bad.
Threat. Yeah.
I don't know. I will say the one positive, other than not having traffic, unless you're in Michigan, of the coronavirus is no school shootings. It is pretty serious.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. Anyway, they had to do something about it, so they arrested him. Let's take it to the internet real quick. Tammy Pash, referring to his booking photo, says, "Where is his mask?" Because he didn't have a mask in the booking photo. Burned him. Ron Howell says, "Had he been in the store, I would have taken him out myself."
Ooh, he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
So he hates the lockdown and is also ready to use his gun.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with the gun will.
Yeah. He wants everyone to know he's a concealed carry guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
More so than the guy who was threatening to shoot everybody up.
And a better shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ron Howell
gotcha.
kind of ruined his element of surprise with this comment, to be honest with you.
Florida's going to need to
He's a better man.
Florida's going to need to open up soon. Things are going to get real bad there real soon.
Totally. And guys, finally, Juan Sala says, "Oh, no! Make sure he's locked in when I get some Publix chicken subs. Thanks. I hear they're great, the Publix chicken subs."
Me too.
Well,
I've heard the same.
Publix has great sandwiches.
Just their sandwiches in general, they use boar's head or long lines for those Publix subs. I've had quite a few.
Just
I
fabulous.
found this guy on Facebook, and I had a mutual friend with him. Texted the mutual friend to do a little digging, and he claims to have no knowledge of this man. So I'm looking into it.
Interesting.
Okay. Maybe we
He
can
could
get
be
him
one of
on
those
the show.
yeah, maybe that, or he could be a random friender. You know, people just
Yeah, it could be
friend.
that. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Hopefully, your thoughts and prayers for your friend that knows him. All right, guys. Jerry Demings, the mayor of Orange County, Florida, said that the WWE, the professional wrestling organization owned by Vince McMahon, is an essential Florida business.
Well,
Yeah, he's
I
right.
mean,
Anyone
there's an
surprised
argument to be made there.
Anyone
Yeah, is this a
surprised there?
headline?
Yeah, it is. He said the WWE was not initially deemed an essential business, but after discussions with the office of Governor Ron DeSantis, it became one.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, anything that keeps him calm should be essential down there. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you think about it, the WWE is kind of like the perfect entertainment for right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna
Just
get
like how Dana White wants to get the fighters out on an island, like they should be able to have combat sports during this lockdown.
That's true, and we're going to get into it later, but a lot of these wrestlers don't have to cross state lines, so that works
Because
out.
they'll live there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So for the layman's, the WWE is not based in Florida, right?
No.
It's
Well,
a
it
tour.
is though. Tampa is their unofficial base. Kind
But
of.
they tour.
Their performance center is, yes, they tour.
Right.
So
Yeah, and
that's-
on the Ultimate Fighter, whenever they're fighting and there's only a few people around, it's just as entertaining. I mean, it's pretty. The fights are entertaining.
Yeah, like
so.
the fights to get into the house.
Yeah,
those
exactly,
are cool to
yeah.
watch too.
wrestling's a little different because wrestling fans are a different breed.
Wrestling is
That's true.
Demings had, they chant a lot. Demings had
The
to
Undertaker
explain-
guy with the eyes.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't believe the Undertaker lost at WrestleMania. The streak was ended. And it was Brock Lesnar. Demings had to explain this because people wanted to know why the fuck is the WWE's Performance Center, Pat, which is based in Orlando, Florida, still in operation while so many businesses are not. And the WWE Performance Center is where the WWE has been filming their television shows, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, and where they had to move this year's WrestleMania a week and a half ago from guess where?
Somewhere else in Florida.
Yes, Tampa, Florida. Good
Oh, there you go.
Raymond
That's where they all
Raymond James
live,
Stadium.
right? The
Yes,
wrestlers all
pretty
live
much.
in Tampa, right?
Yeah, so they're having a home WrestleMania, but that got moved all the way to Orlando, an hour away. And that was a big blow to Tampa, guys. My brother-in-law was going to go. He went a few years ago when WrestleMania was held in Camping World Stadium in
Orlando.
Florida. So yes,
How did we not
exactly.
watch this, Mark? How did we not watch WrestleMania?
I watched it.
Whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people watched
Yeah.
it. You didn't. It was a
I didn't
big
fucking
like
watch it. I forgot to watch
two
it.
weekends ago.
Robbie and Blackjack and B Walker
Yeah.
and a bunch of people were like live streaming. It's 2 nights. It was okay. The WWE issued a statement that said, "We are producing content on a closed set with only essential personnel in attendance, following appropriate guidelines while taking a blah 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 blah." Who cares? They're saying, "Look, there's not fans. It's only a few
It's
people."
Florida,
Yeah.
and it's professional wrestling.
Right, give us a break. Like, do you want us to not put on the 2 days a week show and the pay-per-views? Like, do you want that to go away too? And everyone's like, no, absolutely not. Keep going, guys. But bad news. The WWE did confirm recently that a performer tested positive for COVID-19,
Oh, no.
which is alarming since they all, wrestle each other.
Oh no! So
And-
they all have it now.
And
It's
they
like
all,
the NBA.
and they all fuck each other too.
Yeah, the
a lot of
post-game
couples
makeout.
historically, all the way back to Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth, and then
Right.
Lex Luger and Miss Elizabeth.
and
That's right.
the Hulk and Miss
Yeah,
Elizabeth. I
the no-
mean, she.
yeah,
That was a messy relationship.
It's not Sully, Miss Elizabeth's
And
good
then
name
don't.
on
And
this
then,
show.
well, she died because she overdosed from Lex Luger's drugs allegedly. Yeah, it was sad. Sad day for the Macho Man.
They don't care. They would have all
don't
continued.
Don't even talk about Shawn Michaels and the chicks he banged.
the Heartbreak Kid.
yeah, and
All
the dudes.
divas. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of that probably going on too. I don't know. I mean, if one guy or gal wrestler gets it, you'd think they all would, right?
Yeah.
I mean, close.
One guy's finishing move is sticking his hand down his opponent's mouth.
Yeah, everyone but the supernatural characters is probably going to get it.
Mankind.
Yeah.
If Mankind got it.
And now the Fiend, Bray Wyatt's new character, who copied Mankind's mandible
Oh,
claw.
shut up. There's a new Mankind.
There's a new mandible claw. So like he sticks his
no.
hand on people's throats. One guy.
The Fiend sucks, man.
there's
the Fiend,
one guy-
The Fiend is
yeah.
terrible.
Some would disagree. One guy just sneezes in his opponent's eyes. This guy's like a heel. No, that's not true. I made that one up. But even strap
That
matches.
would be a great move,
That
though.
would be. Even strap matches, they do poke each other in the eyes. Even strap matches end up with like a few dozen lockups. Like they start 6 feet apart, and the few strap matches, the few and far between, like the Fiend's last one, and then they hug, and then they body slam each other. So
if you can sneeze on cue, that's a great skill to have.
Isn't that-
gets you out of a lot of shit. You just
you could
have a
sneeze in
sneezing-
well, you could sneeze in the refs. It would be better to sneeze
Yeah.
in the ref's face, so the ref's not looking, and then you can hit him with a chair or something like that.
You can do it with enough practice. It's just a certain type of spitting on someone, really, when you break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they do the green mist. A lot of the Asian wrestlers do the green mist in the eyes. Come on, of course the WWE is an essential business in Florida, guys. Are you kidding me? Here's a list of wrestlers that live in currently or have lived in Florida. Hulk Hogan. This is just some of them. Hulk Hogan, the Macho Man Randy Savage, John Cena, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Jimmy Hart, Jack Briscoe, Natty Neidhart, Titus O'Neil, Roman Reigns, The Big Show, Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, Billy Gunn, Bubba Ray Dudley, Kofi Kingston, Lana, Dean Malenko, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, The Warlord, Bray Wyatt, who's the Fiend, Raven, Steve Regal, and Ahmed Johnson. Come on.
DDP, too.
Well,
Probably.
yeah, I mean, well, that makes sense. I mean, if you're going to live somewhere, you might as well live where you're going to be the most revered as a wrestler, and Florida is it.
That's it.
You-
Of course it's essential.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a silly conversation. I don't know what. Are people up in arms about it, Mark? Like, are there people who.
I don't know.
Don't
I just wanted to do it because I like wrestling. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, everybody does. I don't think anybody's really upset about that.
No. Who cares?
All right, this next one comes from @ThatOneRobot on Twitter, and I'll tell you guys, get ready to be upset. At least I was when I read this. This is a tale of a Florida man named Sudeep Kitani, 34, of Orlando, Florida, and really got my blood boiling. You see, Sudeep, he must have an axe to grind with 3 great American institutions: pizza kitchens, police officers, and the state of New Jersey. Because last week, he bamboozled over a dozen local pizza shops across the state of New Jersey by calling in huge delivery orders to the local police stations, which seems nice, right? Like, you think that's a pretty nice thing to do. You ordered a bunch of pizzas for a bunch of cops.
What is he, on a sleepover in 7th grade or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of 7th graders order pizza for cops.
Yeah.
Right. Well, wrong, because Sudeep did it to, like, so many fucking restaurants that he wasted thousands and thousands of dollars of pizza, and he blocked his fucking call ID, so the restaurants didn't know that it wasn't the police station calling to make the order.
These weren't paid for, right? Like they.
Correct. So all of the places made them
fucked
because it
up.
was 4 cops, and it was like, tons and tons of pizzas. They take them to the fucking cops. Cops are like, well, thank you very much, but we didn't order these. Sudeep has blocked the number. They're thousands of dollars down the drain all across New Jersey. These fucking
What a
businesses.
dick move.
Yeah, that is low.
I just like
Yeah.
thinking about Sudeep getting laid, where he's like, "Yeah, you like that," and she's like, "Oh, it's so deep, it's so deep."
Oh, because of his name.
Yeah, no,
well,
I know. That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
one thing he's got going for him. This is what the cops said in New Jersey. Quote: "Our businesses are struggling, and every dollar matters. I will not tolerate somebody trying to take advantage of our community in these difficult days. I'll pursue the strongest of charges and make sure our businesses get their money back." He said that while eating the free pizza. That these places unfortunately gave him and his boys across the whole state. And Sudeep, he's been discovered, obviously, since we have his name. He's been charged with theft and concealing his identity. And authorities are also considering adding a hate crime on there because when they finally got in touch with him, he made statements about Italians and wishing that they would be affected by the coronavirus.
Oh my God, that's why he did it.
Why is he
Yeah,
patronizing
apparently.
their businesses?
He
though?
hates
Why is he
Italians?
buying their food?
He wanted to waste
He's
all
not,
their
Pat.
pizza money.
He's wasting their product and,
Yeah,
and supplies.
he's got a vendetta against Italian Americans.
I know where to find them.
He's trying to run them out of business and then hopes that they make person-to-person contacts and get COVID-19.
yeah, I hate
Throw
to
the book at Sudeep, man.
I
This
hate
is
to
terrible.
tell Sudeep, but he probably was actually hurting like a Mexican family and a probably an Iranian family.
I mean, in some cases,
all
who
the
knows?
above, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, he did it to dozens of pizza shops. So I mean, he fucked over plenty of families. And there's a lot of like happy cops, I guess, but they just got a bunch of free pizzas. But then the pizza shops, it's just Sudeep is causing trouble for everybody.
Fucking.
Did he get arrested?
Yeah, They're considering adding. Well, I guess he's probably. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna get arrested.
His punishment is he has to eat all the pizzas he ordered.
They should. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be good. But
It'd be awesome for the first 20 minutes.
They should also let a couple Italians in Miami or wherever he's from have a little word with them.
Right. I mean, that's some strong wording there. He was like, I don't care about their businesses, and I hope they catch the coronavirus. That's not cool. Sudeep.
And who hates pizza? You know you're having a shitty life if you hate pizza.
Very true.
Not cool.
A little extra. All right, guys. This one comes from Joseph Kruger, or Joe Kruger. What do you think? You have to go by Joe if you're a Joseph these days? I don't know. No?
Depends how seriously you want to be taken, Wes.
Okay. All right. Anyway, thanks,
Sorry,
Joe.
Wesley.
So, guys, as reported by the Miami Herald, 42-year-old Luis Ortiz is a bucket list kind of guy. And frankly, he's kind of a genius. Now, we all know that restaurants are closing down left and right due to lockdown turn-up. Some are offering takeout, while others are simply shutting it down. And knowing this and being the opportunist that Ortiz is, he decided to take advantage of the times by breaking in and then locking down and turning up inside a local restaurant for 4 whole days.
Oh, it's a great place to hide out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's there.
Wow.
Right. 4 whole days.
The last person we had that did this was only like a night. This is 4 days.
Well, if they're not doing takeout, this is pretty. I mean, you're going to get away with it for 4 days.
He's a genius, yeah. Well, this motherfucker broke into a restaurant and pretended like he was in some kind of like zombie apocalypse or dream and feasted and drank on the restaurant's food and liquor for 4 days straight, as I said. He probably fired up the fucking stove. And judging by the grin on his face and his mugshot, he was not sorry it happened. So
after 4 days, he was probably putting out a new menu.
This is like a rat breaking into a cheese factory.
Exactly. He's wearing the chef's hat and shit.
He's mending the recipes.
Ooh, looks like they still have some liquor here, huh?
It's actually a remake of Ratatouille.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Ratatouille, the degenerate version, like starring Nick Cage.
Yeah. So mugshot, as I mentioned, yes, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. And eventually one of the managers went to check in on the restaurant and found Ortiz asleep in the closet. And by the time the police arrived, he had moved.
Why was he sleeping in the?
Because he was drinking. He was drinking himself silly 4 days in a row. Will
he was on the bender of a lifetime?
He didn't want the dream to end. Will he didn't want the dream to end?
Well, he was sleeping everywhere. Like he had absolutely no say on when and where he was sleeping. His body was shut down.
He's pulling tables together, booths together, making. Yeah, he's doing whatever he wants in there. So by the time the police arrived, he had moved to the street, clutching a bottle of the restaurant's rum in his hands, like he had been for the last 4 days. While there, Ortiz also acted as kind of a squirrel who had a honey hole and was stashing bottles outside the restaurant for later. All in all, he went through and stole 70 bottles of liquor. Countless beers, many steaks, and thousands of dollars worth of a very great time. He is now locked down. Yeah, what were you saying?
This guy did more damage than Sudeep.
Oh yeah, he did
to this individual restaurant.
To one restaurant as opposed to 12.
Did it say if there were any co-conspirators? Because it would be really hard to not call up your hobo buddies if you were
right.
That's where you get
sorts of riches.
That's where you get screwed when you bring other idiots in.
It was like termites to this place.
Yeah, no, he didn't want to share.
70 bottles, though, Pat. You're right. He was probably running some of those out.
That's a lot of booze.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they should release the security footage if there is any from inside this and just watch him dancing around with mops and shit. So let me see. So yeah, he is now locked down in the county jail, facing larceny, burglary, criminal mischief, and is the envy of every broke alcoholic in the world. Question for you guys: if you were to pull an Ortiz breaking into a business and hang out for 4 days straight, which business would it be? And I'm talking like pure enjoyment, not like a diamond store you would sell the diamonds later. Just pure free enjoyment for 4 days straight. Where would you want to be? Where would you want to go?
Top Golf, which also is full liquor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Top Golf is excellent. How many people do you have with you? Because I was thinking like a laser tag would be fun. That would be a lot.
Just
of
one or two.
Top Golf has pool,
1 or 2
pool tables, arcades, golf.
Top Golf is.
I'm breaking into Walmart and I'm making it my own fucking laser tag and Top Golf because they got sporting goods there, they got automotive, they got
not bad.
food, they
not
got
bad.
clothes,
That's
they got
true.
those carts to drive
Bicycles,
around.
bicycles and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Bicycles?
And actually,
Hoops?
in that case, I would just go full mall.
Right.
You get
I
the
was
whole
just,
mall.
yeah, full mall.
That's
Yeah.
Well, then
You
I
get
go.
the whole
I
mall.
go the state of Texas.
Right. Yeah.
What's the movie Mannequin? When
Yeah,
Mannequin.
finally try on all those clothes that you're afraid to.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Right.
Okay. Well.
Well,
yeah.
because you were there alone,
Yeah.
Sure.
You could let your freak
How
flag
did wait,
fly.
Wes? Did
No
this
one
guy
there to
die?
judge you.
Because if
No.
he, like, how did he not die of alcohol withdrawal?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much he was drinking. His mugshot. If you saw this guy's mugshot, you would think he got arrested for speeding. He is like a young guy, clean cut. Like he looks pretty normal. He's not like a like.
He just went for it.
Yeah, he just went for it. But hey, did you guys like that Florida man?
I loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Well, guess what? I tricked you. That was not a Florida man. That was a Connecticut man in New Haven that did that. But I'm going to apologize. I did that.
From the Miami Herald
From the
newspaper.
Miami
with
Herald.
last name of Ortiz.
Right.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that was very tricky. But
Snuck it in there.
I did that to not only prove a point that every state has their own Florida man and woman, but also to ask you, the listener, a few questions. That is, would you like us to start including Florida man stories from other states? And will you help in sending those stories to us? We will have a poll out on Hard Factor's Twitter page, so no promises, but we want to be more inclusive with the idiots we report on. So just throwing it out there. You, the fans, have the power to decide.
And I'm going to comment on that, Wes. It's a if A, then B scenario, because if you want this, we are not going to look at every single state's local papers to find these stories. That's not going to happen.
We'll handle Florida Man for the most part.
We need the list. The Florida Man's easy to find. We're not going to go
But-
searching
but-
for other states. Idiots. We need the
Sure.
listeners to help us there. If that's
But
something
if
they
you,
want.
but if you have an honorary Florida man in your home
send
state,
him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them in. And hey, guys,
looking small town papers in New Jersey, just to
yeah, New Jersey's a
Just a
great,
thought.
great
Wherever
place to
you're
start.
from. We got,
Yeah, wherever you're from.
We got listeners in 50 states based on the stickers in like 8 countries.
Yeah.
So this can be Russia man. It could be UK
Canada man.
Canada man.
Yeah.
We'd like some Canada,
Canada
man.
man. I bet Canada man's got some funny ones.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of listeners in Alaska. Come on, guys.
Western Canada man.
You yourselves, half of you that listen in Alaska are stories.
Those are going to be dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, you guys, you know what's better than breaking into a restaurant and drinking their booze and eating their food for 4 days for free?
Nothing.
Yeah. Not much, but winning a shit ton of money on Predicted is. So go to predicted.org/promo/hard factor 20 to get your free 20
$1 million
bucks.
bucks.
Yeah.
You know, living forever.
Predicted.org/promo/hard
The ability to stop time.
factor 20 to get your free 20 bucks on us and start making money on politics. It's going to be shoved down your throat every day during the election. Might as well take that forced knowledge and innate ability to always pick winners and take it on over to predicted.org/promo/hard factor 20. As soon as this lockdown is over, we are going to bring back the pick show. Try out a tweet market. Bet on the vice president. Just lay down a small bet. Get to know the site. Reach out to us with any questions. We won't shame you for not knowing how to work a very basic platform, we promise. Think you know who Biden will pick as the VP to run with? Lots of meat on that market still. Some think Warren. Will thinks maybe Michelle is a long shot.
Yeah, Will, what happened with your Michelle press conference?
I don't know. I didn't really follow up on it. I just got a little alert came across the old desktop screen there that said, "Hey, Michelle Obama, she's endorsing Biden.
Yeah.
Maybe she's gonna make a big show out of it. Maybe some kind of show that maybe points towards bigger things to come. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe not.
Maybe
It was
not.
3 cents when I bought it, so
and
probably not.
Real quick, Wes. Good news. We relayed the message about the governors and COVID-19 and stuff, and it was well received. We don't know. There's a lot of hoops to jump through and legal issues, but the good news is that we're like, can we get some new markets out there? And Predict It was very into that idea. So if you have good ideas like big ounces, send them to us, and we will get straight to the top of Predict It, and they will let us know if it's possible or not.
Yeah, and beyond the governor stuff, just
Send
throw
good ideas in,
throw markets at us. We'll try and make lemonade during this virus lockdown.
Because we got to keep gambling.
Yeah. Don't send us stuff like how many people will die from this date to this date. We're not going to do those kind of.
No. It doesn't have to be COVID-19. It could be anything related.
Yeah.
It has to be politics related.
Right. Use your head.
Politics related, like for example on that one, to open your mind up, listeners. Like during the Oscars, right? Not politics related, but we maybe could have had an Oscars market up. Will Joaquin Phoenix talk about politics, right? He could have just a slight tie-in.
Will Joaquin Phoenix mention Donald Trump's name is allowed. You can do like pop culture if it's tied into politics. So.
Right. So, So what the fuck are you waiting for? Go to predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20 for a free $20. I guarantee that's in the at least the top 3 offers you have had all day. Free $20. What else? Sandwich, cup of coffee, ride in the car. Just take us up on this one. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't know if I told you this, but I've been getting really into those YouTube prank channels. You guys ever seen those YouTube prank channels?
I love those channels. Yes.
Yeah, they're hilarious. It's like all these funny and creative dudes who go out and film themselves approaching strangers, like pretending to be about one thing, but actually they're about a totally different thing that usually the strangers don't like. Like they'll walk up to someone and ask for directions, but really they're there to pee their pants or
here's
fart
my
on
dick.
them.
Yeah, it usually ends with "Here's my dick."
Mm-hmm. It's comedy gold.
Yeah, $2.
Yeah,
classic.
Pretty good.
It's like what every middle schooler used to do before there was like cell phones, and you would like fish people at the mall with
Yeah,
dollars.
but with YouTube and ring lights, you don't have to stop at middle school. Well, you can keep doing it well into adulthood and make a living from it.
I got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Pros. My favorite channel of pros is actually one called it's hard to pronounce. It's Vitaly ZDTV. It's from this guy Vitaly Zdordovsky. Someone try that last name. It's Russian as fuck. Anyway, this guy's super jacked up. He's on steroids, and he does these sick pranks. Like he'll like walk up to girls on the beach and just like lie down on their blankets without being invited or anything. Mm-hmm. It's
hilarious.
Crazy.
I've seen that guy. He's great.
No, it's pretty great. Or like he'll ask like an older woman at the beach, like, "Can I kiss your bum?" And she's just like, "What is he asking
What
me?"
a prank!
Big time. Here's my dick guy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. He's always pushing the envelope of comedy and what comedy can be and trying to find new and innovative pranks. That's why I love him so much. And this week, the Maestro, he was at it again because on Easter Sunday, Vitaly found a sick hiding place near a popular jogging route in Miami Beach, Florida. And then he waited until this lady jogged by him, and then he totally just jumped out of nowhere and tackled her to the ground. And then he straddled her and started beating her in the face and the chest.
What?
And she had no idea what hit her. It was hilarious. It was like his bet.
Beat her up.
Hey, he lost his mind? That's what you're saying?
No. It was for a prank.
On camera?
Oh, yeah. It was for the channel. That's what I'm saying. It's the sickest prank yet. He just beat this lady. It was awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you got it, you have to be innovative to get new laughs.
It's true.
So
Thank you,
You can't
Will.
just keep it stale. You have to try new things. And
20,000 retweets and I beat her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, unfortunately, right now, you can only read the prank. You can't watch it because this lady has no sense of humor and totally called the cops. And Vitaly was arrested for felony aggravated battery. And it's going to be a good one, too, because she had to get stitches. But it's like, we'll never see it.
Oh, shit.
Good Lord.
Sucks.
You mean to tell me I can't watch this lady get beat up? This is bullshit.
No, I know it sucks. Release the footage.
Just check
gonna be
his
hilarious.
Just check his old things at the beach with the laying down on the ladies' towels.
Oh yeah, or the
great.
old things where him and his buddy approach a fucking random ass dude in a parking lot to pretend to be Russian hitmen, and then the guy just fucking whips their asses, and then the bomb squad gets called in.
Yeah, one of these guys is absolutely gonna die. I've seen they flash. One of these guys is gonna get shot for sure.
All right, guys. What's the last thing you want your cellmate to do when you're in jail with him or her?
Jack off.
Try to bang me.
Yeah, put himself inside me.
Good points, guys. Good points. So I should rephrase it. One of the worst
Oh,
things.
I'm sorry.
One of the worst things.
I'm sorry. Talk about God.
Good points, guys.
Talk about their religion.
Okay. One
Kill
of the
me.
worst things they can do is take a stinky dump in your cell, right?
Yeah, that would suck.
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
Top
That's
10
number.
maybe?
That's like
Top
5 on
10?
the Family
Yeah.
Feud list if we're doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly. That would be a great Family Feud. One night, I was in the drunk tank in college for like 6 to 7 hours to sober up when I was a freshman, and I was in like my stupid button-down shirt and jeans because I was trying to go out and get laid and everything. Right? Got too drunk, ended up.
Did you have your full crew neck undershirt?
I'm sure I did. I didn't wear V-necks a lot because I have a hairy chest. And it was just me in a small cell. I would go back to the drunk tank where there was a lot of people, and I would teach them, like, don't worry, I know how this works. But the first time it was just me in a small cell, and they
I thought you were going to say math.
They brought in a guy, like I was wearing my like preppy outfit, and they brought in a guy in an orange jumpsuit about halfway through my night in the drunk tank, and the guards just like unlock the cell and bring him in, and he's got like neck tattoos, a shaved head, the whole nine, just like a hardened criminal. And I was like, what is going on? Like this is
split the tank with him?
I thought they were gonna like let him, R me and watch it.
I got too mouthy.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Wes. I got too mouthy. What he did, though, is while the guards watched him, is he came in and took a giant stinky shit in my cell and then got up, smiled, and left. And the guards relocked the cell. And it was because I was probably talking shit to the guards.
Hold on. No. So you were in his cell. It wasn't like a public holding tank?
It was a drunk tank, but there weren't a lot of people there that night.
So they
Right.
brought
It was a 10-person cell,
Yeah.
but it had one toilet, and Mark was the only person in there.
Did you make
Correct.
eye contact with him while he was going?
Absolutely not. I was it was like just panic, smelling his dump, trying not to make eye contact with him. I was like 160 pounds and 18 and a pussy. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll tell you who's not a pussy. That 65-year-old prisoner at Monroe County Sheriff's Office. You see, he spoke up. He's anonymous, but he spoke up when his 53-year-old cellmate Joseph Abshire started passing gas loudly in their cell on April 6th of this year. And then things escalated quickly when Abshire took it to the toilet and loudly and very stinkily dumpied. And must be something with that prison food diet, I guess, because the shits don't smell great. I'm assuming, based on my experience and based on what happened next, because 65-year-old anonymous man shouted at Abshire to please courtesy flush mid-shit because the smell was unbearable and he couldn't bear smelling it anymore.
Man, I must have been eating prison food my whole life.
Right?
Yeah. I'm in a similar situation.
So one thing you don't do, and this is what I knew even as an 18-year-old, is yell at someone in a prison cell while they're taking a shit and tell them that their shit stinks, because that was a bridge too far for Abshire, who immediately shifted his attention from taking it out of the toilet to taking it out on his older cellmate, and he started kicking the victim, who happened to be on the bottom bunk within kicking distance of the toilet. The man then
beating his ass from the toilet.
The man, yeah,
That's an old school dad move.
yeah. That doesn't bode well if you're getting your ass kicked while the guy's on the toilet.
Yeah, while the guy's shitting.
It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well, guys. The man tried to get up and get out of Abshire's way, but Abshire got off the can, grabbed him by the throat, threw him across the cell, and then beat the shit out of him before deputies came in and stopped beating him. He broke 3 of his ribs and his nose, according to the report.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably pantless.
yeah.
With an ass full of shit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. While he still
Terrifying.
stunk. This is exactly why I didn't say anything to the guy who shit in my cell. I think I thanked him. I was like, thank you.
Thanks for dropping that off.
Just a little tip for the younger listeners out there.
This guy must have been made fun of at some point in his life for the smell of his shits, because this was a kind of, it seems like an incident waiting to happen. He was triggered.
He really doesn't like people commenting on the smell. All right. Guys, this one is, we're going back to Space Mountain, okay? Another kind of Florida adjacent. They have Cape Canaveral in Florida. They launch rockets into the skies.
That's right.
And listener Charles, he's been hitting us with a lot of good Space Mountain submissions. Congrats, Charles, on the Opening Up America Again initiative. I know you'll be excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
So, back to Space Mountain. First up, we got 3 little ones in here. 60 students in Toulouse, France. Apt name after you hear what happened. Are having a worse lockdown than anybody else in the world so far. I mean, I guess unless you can contracted the virus, because they volunteered to be guinea pigs in a space study of what 60 days of confinement on Mars or traveling to Mars would be like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so except the thing is, they're not.
They volunteered for the long-term space travel.
Yeah,
in a
What's the
study.
What's the age of consent in France? How old were these kids?
Must be, I guess, 17, 18. I don't know.
This has to end with it's a psychological study. This has to end with that.
It is because instead of being on Mars or making history of any kind, they're just locked in their dorm rooms alone, taking mental check tests every day and week. Apparently, they are allowed to leave the rooms to walk around for a little bit each day, since maybe they would be allowed to go out in their spacesuits on Mars, but then they have to come back home and then just be in confinement the entire 60 days. And no college student on Earth has ever regretted any choice more than these 60 people in Toulouse.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God!
bet. Can you scream and get out of there? Like,
I'm sure you can drop out of the program, but
you don't get the money.
Whatever you
Why
get
are they
for
bothering doing this? Just study prisoners.
This is a fucked up. Well, they have you guys seen that famous study where the prisoners and guards they did like the random people that were prisoners and guards, and it ends up just horribly.
The Stanford prison experiment.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. This sounds like the Stanford prison experiment.
Well, it is bad. So the kids, they're saying that basically what's happening is that the longer they stay in confinement, the worse mentally they all get. Like they can't complete their tests and shit. They can't do anything because they just eventually just can't do anything because they're just in confinement.
The roommates are taking smelly shits in their rooms.
Right. Somebody they don't have anybody else there, but some guy just stops by to shit every hour.
You gotta shit.
Just like on Mars.
Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, that's not. They're not even in space, but
They're not even in space.
No.
Well,
yet they're sacrificing.
This makes me think about the people that were stuck on those cruise ships for so long. Like it seems very similar to that. I've thought about it a lot. Like I've probably had a slight panic attack twice during this 5-week lockdown. 2 days where I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Want it to be done. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? And imagine being in this scenario or like a small, not even balconied ship room.
Well, our scenarios are so easy compared to most people's.
Right.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
Imagine being in a New York apartment.
There's always that in the back of your mind that you can still walk out and see trees, where unlike on Mars where you don't have that option. I mean,
or a cruise ship.
Yeah. Well, cruise ship's still even better than fucking But.
Yeah. Well, good thing for these kids that they signed up for the study. Wise move. Next, a new study suggests that space travel and spending time in low gravity situations may actually make your brain physically bigger. So there's nothing else besides that.
What is that? You're saying situations where there's not gravity, something that's
like
mostly water.
Yeah, your body
is bigger.
sort of
This is the dumbest. That's the dumbest thing ever.
This was leaked by Elon Musk.
It was leaked by, I forget the place. Somebody's studying it. They did MRIs. And
why don't we need to be able to get some of these fucking grants to get we could do these studies.
These
are bullshit studies.
That's a bullshit study.
It doesn't really do anything for anybody. I mean, I guess, yeah. Anyhow, I was thinking maybe like aliens really do have big heads if they spend a lot of time in space.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Or they have big brains.
Yeah, that's not good.
What's it do to the old penis?
Yeah, all of us.
I don't know.
All of us dum-dums with small penises and small brains on Earth.
You can make a killing.
We're in trouble here.
Shooting little dick men up into space. They'll pay a fortune.
A gigantic head and a gigantic dick.
Oh my God, these aliens are terrifying.
Oh man, could you imagine jizzing in zero gravity?
Oh God,
it wouldn't go
look
far.
cool.
Yeah, you'd probably.
It would look really cool.
Yeah, it would look cool, wouldn't it?
Like that. It'd be like the cover of the. It would be like the cover of the Metallica albums back in the day.
Use it as a weapon.
And all right, so that's your brain getting bigger in space. Finally, the Kepler Space Telescope has spotted the most identical planet to Earth we've ever found.
Again?
Again, 300 light years away. Kepler 1649c is just a smidge bigger than Earth, and it gets about 75% of the sun radiation that we do from our sun. But the problem is, this thing's sun is a tiny little bitch red dwarf star, and it's like it's so small that a rotation around the star takes 20 days. So a year is 20 days there. Just really, doesn't sound like it's that great at all. But this scientist, he says, out of all the mislabeled planets we've recovered, this one's particularly exciting, not just because it's in the habitable zone and Earth-sized, but because of how it might interact with its neighboring planet, said Andrew Vanderberg, a scientist who will never see us land a human on this planet, that he's so excited about it.
Right.
And really, let's just face it, aliens with big heads and giant penises are probably going to be here way before we're anywhere else.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Sounds like it. Yeah, and then he
20
said, oh, wait, we found another better one. Because it seems
Yeah.
like, five times a week they find a more habitable planet that we'll never get to.
A
Exactly.
20-day year would be sick if you were 20. And itching to get to 21 or 15.
If there are things like drinking ages.
Yeah, totally.
Well, yeah, but on this planet, you'd live to be like 700
Right.
then.
That would be sick, too. Imagine how wise
Wait,
you'd
way
be.
more than that. You'd live
More
to be
than
like
that. Yeah.
you'd live to be like thousands of years old.
4,000.
Think about all. I mean, you'd know so much stuff.
You'd feel like a vampire. That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Big dick Asian or big dick alien. That'd be a rough invasion.
Wes has another tab open. Big dick Asians.
If you're watching the YouTube stream,
You gotta go far.
gazing off screen somewhere.
You can't find it.
Can't
All right,
find a big dick Asian.
let's go move on to some reviews. This one comes from Yosemite Sam.
It's supposed to be in space.
It says, I'm just saying, it'd be a rough invasion. 5 out of 5 would recommend. The cast from Heavyweights grew up and started a podcast where the mental shortcomings are put on full display as they struggle to read and comprehend the simplest of news stories, adding not but an ounce of value to their listeners' days. I'd recommend this show to anyone. Thank you for that. And this one comes from JTurb15, 5 stars. McAfee for the win. Can you guys do whatever possible to get McAfee on more? I don't think you guys are as big of smokers as you think that you are, but nonetheless, you're great. Thanks for making politics and especially Fridays fun, boys. My question is, can any of you Texas boys ice skate? That's an interesting question.
Yeah,
course.
I can ice skate.
Of course. We grew up in Northern Virginia. I will say that we all admitted that we
I
weren't
think
huge
everybody
smokers
could
outside
ice
of Will.
skate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't claim to be a big smoker.
Competition.
Because
Yeah,
you
why
guys,
gotta be
because
competition?
talk. Well,
I don't know.
The game of
We-
smoking and Cannabis Cup, I think, got people all riled up.
That's true.
Weed people just, yeah, it's always you don't want to step on somebody else's weed turf.
It's always
I think
freshman
we've
year of
proven
college.
ourselves, but
we
with the
have,
cannabis cups.
we all have like specialties. We like if you want to challenge us in something, we're gonna have a representative. Will's our weed representative.
Yes, I will go
Right?
to any level. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But
All right,
ice
let's get
skating,
some
of course,
voice.
is so easy.
Yeah, I can ice skate for sure. Let's get some voicemails. Hang on.
What do we have? We have legs. Like, yeah, of course.
Might have been a drug reference.
Oh, like no.
Good morning. Just listening to the episode about being the Hardo Hive. I'm kind of out on the Hardo Hive too. I thought we should be the faction, and I even looked it up because I thought that was I knew it says a small organized dissenting group within a larger one, especially politics. And I think a bunch of bumbling guys who just basically cover the news, and skim the news, sounds about perfect. Have a great fucking day.
There we go. The faction. The faction is a great submission. We also got the Savages in honor of the Macho Man submitted, right? That was submitted to the DMs. So.
Yes.
Google ability is
Hardo
huge,
Hive.
guys. Google ability is huge. I'm concerned about faction because Call of Duty that's what a crew is called in Call of Duty right now.
I like the Savages.
I like the Savages so far too.
Savages faction. I mean, Hardo Hive, it's hanging on, but we got there's some contenders out there. We'll put a poll up once we got all these names.
Yeah.
ready, but
All right, here's the next one. It's a two-parter, so don't just let me get through both of them. Hang on.
Hey, what's up, Hard Factor guys? First of all, I'm watching you guys on YouTube, and none of you are as fat as you let on. Will, you're a little husky. Mark, less husky. Wes isn't even fat. And Pat, well, just got a dad bod. Hey, I'm a retired / disabled cop that wants to give you guys a shout out for helping me through some hard times. You've been there making me laugh through my recovery. And also I've taken up the art of smoking marijuana. medicinal marijuana because I live in Illinois. But nonetheless, with that and you guys, God willing, I'll make it through this pandemic and my recovery. Sorry for sounding a little emotional, but that's the way you guys make me. Love you guys. Keep up the great work. Peace.
Holy shit, Wes. There's a 2-part.
One more.
Hey, I just did something I hate when people do. I forgot to identify myself when I left the first voicemail. This is the retired cop who likes to indulge in a little medicinal marijuana. I think it may be burning my brain out a little bit because I forgot to identify myself. This is the Dutch Hammer. Peace, and have a great fucking day.
Dutch Hammer.
Dutch Hammer, man. Fuck yeah, Dutch Hammer. I'm glad that we're helping, with whatever you need with right now. And
Can we incorporate Dutch Hammers into the nickname or do a Dutch Hammer T-shirt? I feel like one of the two.
You might want to Google that first, see what it really means.
Well, who cares?
Dutch Hammer. Dutch Hammer is a badass name.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know.
We could have our fan name be the Hammers, but that doesn't mean you need.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was there any question in there, or was that just a voicemail that made me want to cry?
Yeah, very touching voicemail.
Just the best voicemail we've ever received in our lives.
Yeah.
I'm never going to take a day off now. Thank you, Dutch Hammer.
Yeah, can you send us that voicemail so we can just listen to it?
Right.
No, guys,
awesome.
It's just a hammer that's Dutch.
It's Dutch. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
Dutch people like marijuana. So does he. So
Yeah.
there you go. Dutch Hammer.
We're wishing you a speedy recovery, Dutch Hammer. You're the man.
Yeah.
Hang in there,
Absolutely.
sir. All right, one last one, guys.
What's up, men? This is AD from the great state of Texas. That's right, the Lone Star State. I went with that name because this message might contain some possibly incriminating evidence. But I thought of this question whenever y'all were talking about how some dispensaries could only shell out a little bit of weed at a time. So in my garden, I may or may not have a weed plant growing. So I just wanted to know what's y'all's experience with weed plants and or any other kind of plant. Just want to see how green your thumb is. And let me know if you have any tips or how it went for you. So have a great fucking day.
Yeah. Grown.
Will?
I've made a couple attempts. I've had a few harvests. Nothing incredible. I've gotten some pretty good
Is
quality.
it like that planet? Is it like that planet? Are they like 20-day harvest? How long does it usually take?
No. It's a few months. I forget exactly how many months, but from seed to harvest, it's at least a few months. But yeah, I don't know. I've had the most luck with getting like really fast growth by being outside, by taking it outside. But then you have to deal with pests, and then inside, it's tough. It's tough to just get your lights right. I certainly am not like a pro at it, and I have never gotten a ton of weight out of it. It's always been easier for me to just buy it.
I've never grown, but I do want to bring one thing up I heard, which I thought was really dope, and I've always wanted to try. So there's a famous brewer here in outside of Austin, Texas. I'm not going to say who. He's gone on to start a very successful craft beer company.
Steve.
But in college, he would grow weed, and apparently it was the best shit. So it was so good that High Times would feature him. And what he would do is he'd get one of those big foot lockers, like the trunks that would be at the end of your bed, and he would put like chicken wire layered in there, and he would weave the weed plants in and out of the chicken wire, and then put a light in there, so it was like less light needed, but apparently you'd get like a fantastic harvest.
If you're really good at operating like the indoor stuff, which I'd never figured out how to do, you can get really big yields from doing indoor grows, but in small spaces. But for me, the best luck I've had personally was definitely using the sun. And
Pat, how are we doing on weed? I'm running a little low.
I've got your weed over here. I've had it. You invited me over, and then to hang out in the backyard, and then it didn't happen, and then I
Yeah,
haven't.
come hang
guys
out in
have
the
to-
backyard.
You have to throw it at him from 6 feet away, though.
I will
You guys
do that.
can't-
I'll set up a chair 6 feet away, and we can smoke in the backyard.
I have a slingshot, so
All right.
There you go.
But for real though, the Dutch Hammer, holy shit, that was good. That was
Yeah,
a good
thank you.
voicemail.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
love
Dutch
we love
Hammer.
that kind of stuff. And we've got some maybe a plan for law enforcement, military, and other people that want to maybe get in on it. We'll announce it later, but for now, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you again for listening. We have what do we got going on? We got a T-shirt out, Free Joe Exotic. We still got the lockdown turn up. We're waiting for more stock to come on that, so just be patient. We'll let you know. We'll send out a tweet when that does happen. We will also make sure to check that poll to see, let us know if you want us to include other states in the Florida Man Friday.
And
Mark,
countries. We
we're
filmed
doing-
we filmed a new show today. We'll see if that works out.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did. We're not going to say anything about it because if it sucks,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
not going to.
it's
We're not.
still in pilot.
Yeah.
but
we're doing
we may have a new
something
thing.
with High Times for Cannabis Cup digitally on Monday. We don't know what yet, but keep an eye out on socials
Which is
for that.
420, yeah. 420.
Yes, on 420.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right, cool. So some stuff coming out. Send us your voicemails, 512-270-1480. Keep those 5-star reviews coming. And most importantly, have a great fucking day and weekend.